is good, everybody? How you doing, my boy?
So I'm doing good.
You feeling good? You feeling
I'm
good?
happy to be here.
All right, man. Long time coming, right?
Yes.
We've been talking about this and we're like ready to cook it up. This is episode 1, man.
Yeah, it's happening now.
Let's
We're
go.
moving ahead.
Let's
Moving
go.
ahead.
Yo, welcome everybody. This is Botimi Freed.
I'm TWM. What's good, y'all?
And this is the Musical Mind Podcast. So the Musical Mind Podcast and the whole story behind this is an open discussion. This is a forum. This is a safe place where we talk about musicians and the intersection between musicians, the music they make, and mental health.
That's right.
And mental health awareness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to build a community and, again, a space to have these conversations where we hear from artists themselves about the individual experience of mental health and music making, and then also bring in some statistics. Some of the academic and scientific research about music and how it intersects with mental wellness.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, so it's going to be a great space. I mean, I'm excited about it. I know Tom's excited about it because we are ourselves musicians in the area, right? So we're local musicians in the DMV area. We interact with producers, promoters all the time, and we kind of see these people. And, I heard a statistic recently that, really shocked me, but we'll get to that. But, it's just like, we know we're dealing with certain issues when we meet up and talk, just as friends, right?
Yep.
And we're always talking about music and mental health.
Yeah.
And girls, right? But
That's
so it's a part of it. But yeah, so
it's part of mental health.
I know,
and a part of music.
And a part of music, right?
Yeah.
But that's kind of like our biggest conversations though, for real, like on a real deal. So I know if we're having those conversations,
others are
there's
too.
hella musicians having that conversation.
And we're seeing more artists talk about it up front in their music. I mean, a big national, international named artists talking about it. But again, like you said, we're actually interfacing in the scene here in DMV. We're recording regularly, producing and performing regularly.
Absolutely.
So we're actually hearing, boots on the ground what people are experiencing.
Right.
And when it comes to hearing from artists, we know that each artist is the expert of their experience.
Right.
So you can hear people speak about mental health from the clinical standpoint, a little bit of authority there from doctors and psychiatrists, which is fair. But each individual is the expert of their experience.
Absolutely.
It comes out in their music.
Yeah, and we want to be a platform that really shows that. Yeah. That really, opens up that can, if I may. You know what I mean? Like, we want to invite artists to come and talk about their experience with, mental health issues, not only with themselves, with their family, because it all flows into their music, right?
That's right. Yeah.
It's expressive, so we're going to have artists come on the show from plenty of times, have an artist spotlight. Yeah. We're going to also have clinical practitioners in the mental health scene, right? Yeah. Come through. So it's going to be a great open forum, open discussion. So we just want to invite you guys to keep joining in. Keep tuning in, man. Welcome to the family, right?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Because we're going to have these conversations anyway, but you might as well be a part of it because you're valuable. So, let's get into it.
How long have you been making music, Botimi?
Bro, man, I want to say, geez, I always thought 10 years, but I think it's longer than that.
Were you recording in high school?
I was recording in high school.
Yeah.
17 years old, what I mean? I'm 32 now. I don't care. I'm old as shit. But, what I mean? But I've been recording, bro, since I was like 17 years old, man. And writing music ever since then.
Me too.
Genres have changed. How about you? How long?
Yeah, probably about 15, 17 years. Yeah. Let's see, I started when I was like 18. I'm 38 now. Shit. That's 20 years. You're old as fuck.
Listen, age ain't nothing but a number, baby.
But listen, I'm also studying clinical mental health counseling.
Dope.
I'm in a grad program right now. So I'm fascinated with the modalities that are used in healing, whether it's language. Also, I'm fascinated with how, music is being used.
Right.
They call it expressive therapy. So music is getting in there. There's also a lot of neuroscientific research.
That's dope.
About how music interacts with brain areas.
That's interesting, man. It's interesting to bring that side of the perspective on because I'm thinking more of us having conversations with artists about kind of like their issues and how they're, kind of coping through some mental health issues. But I love that other side of it of how music also heals. Right? Of how music is being used to heal mental health issues and stuff like that. So that's super dope, man. I can't wait to have all these conversations with people about that, man. But so the flow of the show, the musical podcast, is going to go basically, hey, we're going to give you an artist spotlight. We're going to give you a crazy statistic. Maybe not crazy, but something that's just really interesting.
Something that sort of maybe wakes you up to the situation.
Thought-provoking,
at least that's what we're going to start with.
Right, thought-provoking for sure, what I mean? So once again, welcome to the Musical Mind Podcast. You are now family. I'm going to find you. I'm going to follow you on social media. You cannot run from me.
We want to hear your feedback, ideas, things that you've heard you want to hear us talk about. Yeah. If you're in the mental health space as a worker or practitioner, please reach out to us. We want to hear from artists in the DMV. We're going to give you an opportunity to hear your music, promote
Absolutely.
your music. We're going to listen.
What artist doesn't want free promo?
Yeah, that's
right.
it.
Come on the show.
Yeah.
Tell us your story, because we know everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And we know it's going to be interesting because it's life.
Yeah.
You know, it's life. So
it's going to be dope, man.
It's going to be
excited.
I'm super excited, man. I'm super excited. So, like you said, we also want to bring the statistics out. We want to talk about real things that have been scientifically proven. So let's start off with a statistic today. What do you got for us, Tom?
All right. So we were talking about this before. Study done in Sweden with a cohort of musicians, and basically just researching their experience with mental illness. What percentage of them had some sort of rub-in with clinically diagnosed mental illness, and the number was 73%.
73%,
which is high.
That's pretty high, man. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. Yeah, when I first heard that, man, I was like 73%. But then I was like, it makes sense almost, because musicians are not robots, right? And musicians can. And I think about it like, as a musician, you almost feel like you have a superpower, right? When you write a great song, you get that feeling like I'm on top of the world. Right. Yeah. And you feel like you're a superhero and like nobody else can do it. And that's true in some senses, but musicians are also humans, right? Yeah. Musicians are also people who are dealing with things outside of the music. So that statistic really, opened my eyes, man. I'm like, man, I want to talk about this because, I know I've dealt with my own issues. So I want to bring that open forum, man. But that statistic is really crazy. 73%.
And we know that as artists, a lot of us are grinding on our own. Not everyone's got a record label, right? So you're running it yourself, which means it's not part of a greater infrastructure as, say, an employer. A lot of employers now will look out and give you mental health days or access to mental health resources.
Absolutely.
Not the case with an individual artist who's doing their day-to-day.
Right.
So
you see that in lots of gig type work like Uber or ride sharing and stuff like that. You see that, even now those companies are giving their contractors access to EAP, employee, help systems like that. So where is that for the artists? Where is that for the gigging, guitarist who fucking does work on like, coffee shops and steamboats all the year round, where's this help for that? So we definitely want to dive into that. And I think it's a good conversation to have, man. Yeah.
So we're going to start this episode. This is the Botimi Freed episode, right?
This is my show.
That's right. So we're going to hear your song. This is from your latest drop. The EP is called
It's Poetic.
It's Poetic is the EP.
It's a mixtape, but it's fire. There's a lot of things on it, man. So.
But this single is called Man of Food.
Yes, this is Man of Food, man, and this is kind of I'll just play it real quick.
Yeah, play.
It's poetic. It's poetic. B-O-T-I. Am I free? Goddamn, I'm so proud of all this bread I made. Used to pray for better days. Remember back in 7th grade. Thank the God in heaven I'm alive with all the hell I raised. Hit a lick, celebrate, split that shit in several ways. Nowadays, shit done changed. Check my bank account and my last statement read like 20K. That ain't shit to you, but where I'm from, I swear a nigga pays. I remember Section 8, man of food up on my plate. Manifested $1 million meals and I'm gon' see that day. Mama said that only those down here with faith don't see the way. My eyes green with greed, so when I see, all I see is the wraith. All I see is the safe. All I see is the race. Taking trips to space. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, I'm trying to see that level. They say to get there, you bow your head to different devils. I bow my head to God. I bow my head to y'all. I do this from the heart. I tip my hat to y'all. An artist in its rarest form. Witness metamorphosis like it's terraform. A bunch of lukewarm niggas say they dare form, but they cold like they're born. Michigan, wish they could grab the gun and blast a man. Wish they could grab the gun and blast again. It's poetic.
However do you need me?
Botimi Freed.
However do you want me?
It's poetic.
However do you need me?
Woo!
However do you want me?
Let's go.
Look, it's my money on the wall.
Back in 93 was just a bad weather. 2023, I'm now a jet setter. I don't follow trends nor trendsetters, cause every train got an end, I'm trying to live forever. Drifting lapis lazuli, getting money passively, getting money actively. Gang of dirty bitches chasing, trying to take it back with me. Counting money so
rapping. Don't need your motherfucking word or your whack opinion. So keep it moving up the road like a rack opinion. You pick your poison like monoxide or formaldehyde. I've been murdering this beat, it's time to let it ride. Back in 2012, I was a missionary. 2023, I'm fucking missionary. I like to look her in the face cause I'm a visionary. And she's a vision of perfection, but no Virgin Mary. And I'm no saint neither, no Saint Peter. I fuck around and turn that water into sangria. Goddamn, how could I doubt myself? I've been a closet superstar, I'm about to out myself. Free. It's poetic. It's poetic. It's poetic. It's poetic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine, man.
Yeah? You fuck with it, man?
Yeah, I do.
All right,
I fuck with it hard. I love the
appreciate
break
it,
in the middle.
Appreciate
You
that.
know?
Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of switch it up in the middle there, man.
Yeah. But okay, so here's what I want to talk about.
What's good?
So, a couple like themes
Okay.
straight off the bat: where you've been
Mm-hmm.
and where you're proud to be.
Yeah, facts.
You know, so let's talk about that. So, you know,
Yeah.
when let me hear the story, but
Okay.
also, you know, put that mental health edge on it. You know, in
Absolutely.
terms of like what might have gone in
Yeah.
between those moments that you're repeating in the art.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, you know, Matter Food, you know, first of all, just the name of the song, right? It comes from, you know, a local charity here in the Maryland area called Matter Food. And they're like almost a food pantry, right? For people who are less fortunate or
Mhm.
might not have enough food. So, you know, growing up, you know, my mom was a single mom. You know, my dad died at 8, cancer. There's 4 kids, right?
Mhm.
So my mom, you know, she worked 2 jobs, you know, and didn't have a college degree, but she made enough to, you know, give us a nice meal. But, you know, as far as snacks or anything else to eat, it was literally Manna Food. It was like a local charity helping us out to have, you know, just bread in the house, you know. And I do like how you picked up on it, you know, hearing that, you know, it's kind of a storyline going from where I was at to where I'm at now. And I think that, you know, growing up, man, I felt like we just didn't have enough, man. And I couldn't understand why we didn't have enough, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that it almost played into like my wanting to be enough.
Mhm.
And when I realized around 16, 17 that I was good at rapping,
Mhm.
it gave me this sense of pride, bro.
Pride.
It gave me this sense of, okay, I am something,
Yeah.
right? I'm not just nothing. I'm not some poor kid. I'm about to spit some hot shit, man.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that that's where, you know, I really started to want to move into hip hop, into rap a lot more. But, you know, a second part of it is just real poverty, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, poverty has huge mental effects
Of
on
course.
people.
And I mean, you can read so many studies about the link between what they SES, social economic standing,
Right.
and mental health.
Right.
Linked all day long.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
So-
It's there, you know. So yeah, man. You know, I just, you know, have come a long way from being that little kid eating Manna Food.
Mhm.
You know, I've done other things that have also made me proud, you know,
Yeah.
being in the cyber field, you know, and making enough money to be able to not go to Manna Food. I mean, God bless the place,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
looking at my account and seeing multiple thousands,
Yeah.
you know, it's crazy, right? You talk about what money does to the psyche as well, right?
Yeah. Well, let me pause you because I want to
Yeah.
know. Okay, so like writing this song, you're
Mhm.
dipping back into memories that are traumatic,
Yeah.
difficulty,
Hmm.
maybe anxiety, things like that.
Yeah.
After you write this bar
Hmm.
and you lay it down and you hear it
Yeah.
back, tell me about like your mental state at that moment.
Like right after I hear it back.
That's right.
So in that moment, you know, I'm euphoric, bro.
Yeah.
For me personally,
Yeah.
when I can hear a track that I've made and it sounds good and I know that I've told my story, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
I've got my message across.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's almost like I want to help the person who's right now, whose mom doesn't have enough food.
Yeah.
I want them to know, listen, bro, I know that you're dealing with depression because I was there.
Yeah.
I know that you're dealing with almost abandonment because you've lost your father. I know that you're dealing with a lot of trauma of just trying to find yourself in this world, right?
Yeah.
And if I can tell my story and say, listen, I was there,
Yeah.
but God damn it, I'm here now, man. And you can be here too.
Well, I
you
mean,
know?
these are big emotional experiences, right?
Yeah.
You said euphoric.
Right.
I mean, so that's huge.
That's
I mean,
huge.
That's
Yeah.
like you could see it as a high.
Yeah.
You know, but also in traumatic retelling, what they call retelling of trauma,
Right.
is a therapeutic thing, right?
Within
this is why,
itself.
yeah.